Instagram and like how they all the different platforms manage this stuff, because they all do things a little differently. And it's like, you're on, no, you're not. You're on, no, you're not. You're on, no, you're not. And I'm like, huh?
You don't have any duct tape somewhere on it.
I know, right? Like, dude, take me back to when we were kids and we totally used duct tape all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anyone who's on, welcome to another Run Wild with us and Ask Us Anything. I am Lisa Kastner. I am the founder and executive editor, sort of. I don't know. I just do what people tell me to do. Of Running Wild, which now has 4 imprints: Running Wild, Trumpwell, Rise Press, and Junkyard Rooster. And we are here to answer whatever questions you have. Now, I would love Rudolfo, Cecilia, Yos, totally like intro yourself. So let's start with Rudolfo. Who the hell are you and why the F are you here?
I'm here just like everybody else, just
You're just bringing it.
just bringing it out. Yeah. Just writing and editing and trying to be communal and hang out with people and make friends, and because I'm usually isolated and don't have anybody to hang out with.
And we don't want him isolated, by the way, because Rodolfo's the shit. I'm just saying.
Oh,
So.
I'm very sweet of you. I don't know if it's true, but okay. I'll take it.
It is. It's 100% true. It's 100% true. And you look like you have like the dopest chair. I'm so jealous. But
I found this chair. I found this. There's this place called the Press Club.
Really?
And I just joined, and it's really a cool place. It's like this old log building, like the guys that did this architecture in the 50s at the Grand Canyon. And so it's like those big log buildings, right? And so it's really cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I found this chair here in the corner, so I'm happy now.
You're bringing it with the chair. It's all good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cecilia, my love, intro yourself. Why are you here and why are you the shit?
Well, that's a tall order. So I'm an editor for Running Wild Press, and then I'm also a freelance editor and writer for other places. I'm helping out with Flash Fiction Magazine with their contest, and yeah, I write and edit, and I love it. And I love working with other authors and bringing new books into the world. And mostly I also write like horror stories, but that's not the only thing I do. I do, I enjoy editing memoirs and other things as well. But yeah, October's a pretty big month for me because of Halloween and everything. But yeah,
I bet. Okay. All right. Sorry. So I already introduced myself, so who cares? So what have you guys been up to? What is exciting?
Go ahead.
Halloween. So yeah. This is like, normally when I send things out, I get a lot of rejections, but around this time of year, I have a lot of acceptances. So after a string of rejections, I have acceptances for the Halloween season for October coming out. So that's been fun and exciting. And then there's a new contest for Flash Fiction Magazine. So I'll be editing for that one. And I also do like the social media for Literary Mama. So there's a new issue out. So I'm helping get the word out about that issue. We're also looking for a publicity manager and marketing manager. They're both volunteer positions, but we need them. So I'm just putting that out there in case anybody's interested. And the Horror Writers Association has this Halloween blog, Halloween Haunts blog. So I have something coming out October 9th that's an essay. And other than that, just reading manuscripts for several different authors. I took on quite a few, so I will be busy through January at least, maybe later with several different manuscripts for different authors. But it's really exciting, and I'm loving everything that I'm reading. So it's really fun.
Love. Okay, Rodolfo, your turn.
So
Nope.
yeah,
No
I've been
pressure.
writing, new manuscript, editing, getting one edited with Ben. If Ben's out there, hey Ben. I'm supposed to meet with him next week, hopefully. Yeah, just trying to spend some time in the mountains, get out. Dark sci-fi fantasy, I'm actually writing something in the first person, which is kind of odd. So I don't know where that's going to go. Because I don't really do first person that often. So, but since I'm older now I got, you mentioned memoir, but it's still like sci-fi fantasy. So it's actually, I guess, it would be material for my life is material for a dark sci-fi story.
Oh my God.
That sounds fun.
It merges. And sometimes I can't tell the difference where it starts and where it ends, but because that's like the state of mind I kind of just like to rather be in sometimes, just kind of stay in that frame of mind, and just really trying to get out as much pages as I can, as much, just editing a bit, doing some website stuff, newsletter stuff.
He's the shit.
Stuff like that. I teach, so that actually takes a lot of my time.
Well, duh.
So much so I got to join a club and come out and have a beer, because it's like, just
man.
Yeah, student emails,
Oh.
all day long. But it's cool. It's all right. Good. Somebody has to do it. So that's pretty much what I've been up to.
And I gave you my title and my fancy stuff. I'm sorry. So I got some new technology, and everything's behaving differently than it normally does. So I'm trying to get you guys. So I just got back from the Central Coast Writers Conference, which, by the way, if I were you, if you are a new writer and you're trying to figure out who am I and what should I be doing and where do I belong, I would totally advocate going to this, because so I just hit paste and it didn't do it. That doesn't make any sense. Fun. Okay. Now will it do it? Okay, now it did it. I think. Almost.
Oh, there, I see it.
It did it? Okay.
Yeah, I see links in the comments.
I'm 54 years old, and I feel like I'm 109, because I do stuff copy paste, and I hit copy and I hit paste, and guess what? It doesn't do it. And I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense. Okay. But anyway, so I just came from that. If I were you, if you're new, I would say it is so worth it. And it's a gorgeous location. And fabulous people who are just so wonderful and friendly and know their shit. I would say go to that if you can next year.
Was that San Luis?
It's
Obispo?
San Luis Obispo. It's at the Questra College. And now I'm trying to get you something else and it's not, why is this not working? This doesn't make any sense. Oh God. Let me try this again. Literary. But I didn't do that. Why is
Were you representing, Lisa, or you were just attending?
I was representing. People don't bring me to attend anymore. They're like, oh my God, she's so fucking boring as an attendee. Like, let's have her come as like a speaker, because a lot of times I end up going, that's a crock of bullshit. And then, the speaker's like, ooh! And then like half the room sitting there going, well, actually, she's kind of right. So that's actually, to be honest, that's how I end up going to these conferences, because either one of two ways. I go to the conferences because one, whoever's running the conference is like they see me in some panel or whatever, and they're like, oh my God, she knows more than like everybody else we talk to. And then they're like, oh my God, you have to come and talk, or one of the other speakers is invited to the conference and they're like, you need to have her on because I know a lot. I've been around a long time. I've been around since the late 90s. So either it's like she knows a lot, or wow, she's been around a really long time, so she can like hook you up with other people. Mm-hmm. Those are the two main reasons people bring me on. But anyway, so I'll be at Tahoe Literary Festival October 10th and 11th. And I hit paste like 2 minutes ago and it still hasn't showing you. And this is not.
I see it. Yeah.
You can see it? Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. I think they're all coming through now.
Good.
Yeah, they're over on the comment side. I had to switch from the chat to the comment side. So I'm seeing them.
Maybe it must be my Wi-Fi. Anyway. Okay, so then I'll be at the Tahoe Lit Fest on the 10th and the 11th. And I've never actually been there yet. So I'd say go to that because I don't know, it just looks like it's fun. And then those are the two places I've been at most recently. And other than that, I'm just editing a few novella anthologies. Okay, I hit click and 5 minutes later, it just showed up. So it's my laptop. That's fun. Okay, sorry guys. I don't mean to be so disruptive. I really don't. This is just so weird that it's just behaving so. I have a feeling I have to reboot my laptop. But anyway, okay, so yeah, I'm doing that, and then I have my own novel that I've been working on. I know we're not gonna get Peter today because he's sick. I don't know if we're gonna get Ben today. I hope we do. And anyway, so the whole purpose of this, and now I'm like, there's my mouse. There it goes. Okay, yay. So the whole purpose of this is so that once a week, folks have a chance to ask the people, the miscreants who know shit about publishing and creative writing and so on, whatever the hell you want. And if you've got a question, all you need to do is go ahead and pop it into the comment section of whatever venue you're in. That could be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, I believe TikTok. It used to be TikTok, but who knows? and we will answer whatever questions those may be. So until we get a question, because right now I'm hearing my own voice, but I sound like a man. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Wow, this is so weird. I don't get it.
I like that fancy backdrop you got.
Right?
That's pretty awesome.
Okay,
Pretty
so until we get some kind of like fancy schmancy or non-fancy or like, oh my god, the world is ending, everyone's a dick question. Which by the way, you're welcome to ask those, because I mean, look, Rodolfo, Cecilia, myself, we've all been around for fucking ever, and like we still feel you. Just saying, right? Like the whole like, what the fuck? Why? Like we're still there. So just ask it. It's not a big deal. So
Obviously, we lack common sense because we're still here. Like,
well, I mean, yes, that is also true. Because I mean, actually, it's so funny. Like I follow all these people who are like huge in their respective areas, for lack of a better term, and they're all like, oh yeah, you know, you've got to just like keep at it, you know, like don't give up, all that kind of thing. And then when I'll go, okay, I have to tell the story because it was like one of those like, oh, so I started running wild because I'd been around, this was back in when I first met my husband, which was in the late it was like 2008, 2009, and we were hanging out, and I was completely venting because, you know, that's the smart thing to do when you're on your first date with someone incredibly hot, and you're like, oh my god, this man is fucking gorgeous. I have no idea why he's even here. You know, because that's smart, right? Like, of course you're gonna do that.
Makes sense.
you got to put them to the test
Right.
right away. Right away.
And I was just totally venting about the fact, I'm like, dude, I know all these incredible writers who can't get a book deal, and I don't get it. Like, this is complete bullshit, right? And he goes, well, I mean, like, why don't you just start your own publishing company? And I was like, wait, what? Huh? I'm like, I'm allowed to do that? Like, that's a thing? And he was like, well, yeah, I mean, I mean, like, I don't know if it's a thing, but like, he's a musician and producer. Like, he's worked with like, so I'm hoping both Rodolfo and Cecilia know what I'm talking about, but like, he's worked with like Dokken, right? Like,
oh yeah, I remember Dokken.
Yeah, with like these huge names, right? And I was like, oh, I'm allowed? Like, that's a thing? It's okay? And he goes, well, I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing for writing for authors, but like in sorry, I'm just making sure everything's plugged in. Okay. He goes, but for like in music, like that's just how it works, right? Like if like people aren't doing something, then you just start your own like, you know, your own band or your own whatever, right? And I just sat there and stared at him like, oh, okay, so huh. Okay, all right. And we just and after that, I just basically spent the next couple of years, because I had already been like the head of a writers organization. I'd already run writers conferences. I'd already done like all this stuff. So I just used like every opportunity I had to basically bribe people with booze and be like, yo, how's it going, agent and editor from like Penguin or from like, some big name agency? Like, how do you decide on like who you're going to pick up? And that's when I found out there were all these huge gaps in mainstream publishing in terms of how they like, acquire books. So that's actually what started Running Wild. And I had a dear friend, Jade Blackwater, who agreed to publish a novella, one of my novellas at the time, just so we could kind of test the waters and see like, so how does distribution work? How do you like get the word out, all that kind of thing. And I think we sold like 5, like we did everything right. And I think we sold like 15 books, something like that. And that's when we found out like, oh, everything everyone tells you is a crock of shit. So now let's figure out like, how do you make this, what do you do to make this real, if that makes sense, right? So long story short, that's me. That's why we're here. That's how we got here. And I'm also slightly I'm looking at our chat and I'm seeing Rod, who is one of our former editors. He has joined us as well. And he says, Rod Gilly, he goes, yo, new guy, I'm Rod. Nice to meet you. I believe that means he's talking to you, Rodolfo. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you guy. It's not me.
Hey. What's up? Cheers. Hello.
So, one of the things, like, until we get like any, I would say a dope question, but who gives a shit, right? Any question. I would love to hear from you guys, from Rod and Rodolfo, rather, and Cecilia. What is like the most frustrating thing you've encountered in publishing that, like, when you started out, you were like, oh, well, of course, I'm just going to do blah and the world will change. And now you're like, oh, yeah, that's a crock of shit.
Gosh.
Go for it, Cecilia.
No pressure.
Gosh, years ago, I attended a writer's conference with my mom.
Oh, wow.
And we had translated some works. She was a Spanish professor at Ohio Wesleyan, and I followed in her footsteps. And we ended up studying medieval theater. So we decided to publish together, and we had some medieval Spanish manuscripts that we translated into English. And we thought, well, they're so hilarious. They're so funny. And, there's got to be something that people would want. A lot of universal themes. It would be great. And we went to this writers conference and we went to pitch it. And they were like, no. We're like, no, we don't want this. This isn't as funny as you think it is. But we still were able to publish, the idea for it, in an academic journal. So that was really cool. I mean, so it had worth and it was good, but for a larger audience, it just wasn't reaching the agents that we were pitching. So I tried to pitch different things to different agents, and one really liked an idea that I had about, I think it had something to do with baking, going to the different fairs all over the United States and seeing what really wins and those kinds of things. I mean, we do that now, but back at that time, she was like, oh, that would be a great idea. And then I was teaching full time. I thought, I don't even have the time to pursue this. So I just kind of gave up on it, and I gave up on just writing in general. And I had a colleague at the time who's like, why don't you just write fiction? I was like, what? And he was like, write fiction. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't think I could do it. And so I started a file folder on my computer because I didn't even know how to do this. So like I was still in the mode of reading short stories in Spanish. So since Spanish is not my first language and I learned it, I felt more free in that language to write and not as naked in English. So I wrote my first stories in Spanish just to figure out how to do it. You know, what is the structure? What do I do? And I
Oh my
started
God,
writing
so
because
cool. Oh,
there was
that's
no
so
judgment.
cool.
There was no judgment. So I just started writing in Spanish. I still have them. They're terrible. I will never, ever send them out to anybody. But it was the first thing that I needed to do. I needed to just get over the fright of writing something in that's fiction. And I had never done it before. And once I got 2 or 3 out, I still have them. They're from like 2016 when I started doing this. And I got the hang of it, and I just started writing in English from then on, and writing short stories. But yeah, I really just felt like instead of trying to write for an agent or for a publication or for other people, I really needed to write for myself first and to try to get comfortable with writing fiction because I had done so many other things that were just nonfiction. And for the purposes of what I was studying, and not so much just for myself. So that was the first thing, was to just, write for myself and try to get the hang of how to write fiction, and then worry about where it goes and where to place it later. So,
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. So, Rodolfo, young
You know,
man with the
I
hatchet.
so I feel like I'm barely learning how to be a writer as far as the profession.
Well, dude, we
Um,
all are. Come on.
yeah, I
because
don't have the hang of it by any means.
yeah, no, because it's always been a compulsion. Like I'm looking here, and Rob's talking about how to market and sell. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
for me that's always been like, well, one thing, kind of the last thing I'm kind of thinking about. But like as time goes on, you're like, dang, it would be nice to like be able to sell something or get it out there, because if not, then you're kind of just sitting in your living room, I guess, or your bedroom or whatever, just kind of journaling, writing weird things. Um, I mean, for me, it's always been a compulsion, and that's what I say. It's like I don't even know if I really choose to do that, because I've tried for so long not to do that. Like I've tried all kinds of different stuff, from firefighter to architecture to everything, and
Yeah, yeah.
then I end up getting an MFA in creative writing. So,
Dude.
and then and that was just the beginning, like really, and um, I don't know how to. I'm learning how to market and sell, and even talk. And I'm not like the most um, out there person either. So even like doing this is like kind of like
Huge.
a baby step. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
a huge step for me.
Yeah.
It's just like, how do you put yourself out there? I hate
Yeah.
social media. Like
Mm.
I just think it's like ruins the world and society, and um,
Well, I
you
mean,
know.
it's
But
the new local it's the new local channel. You know what I mean?
because I have been out there, I am older, and I do remember pre-internet, and I grew up with sticks and rocks and playing in the ditch. I'm from the country,
Dude.
man. I grew up on a farm. It's like,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
I'm not hip in that way. I love horror movies and
Yeah.
thrash music, death metal, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
so it's a hard,
Just so you know, Nine Inch Nails is coming to my town like next month. I'm just telling you.
wow, I'm surprised they're even still kicking it.
Yeah.
There's no, well, this is like a new, yeah. I'm like so
That's
thrilled
cool.
it's like a thing. So anyway,
Yeah,
guys, keep going.
I saw them, long when they were out, when they came out. I caught them a long time ago. But
In terms
yeah.
of in terms of marketing, I was on Instagram and I saw this woman doing. She was doing a film. Like, she had filmed herself, and she was like, "I'm so tired of sleeping with all these men that my husband brings home." And she's going on and on and on. I'm like, "What's happening?" And it was her. She was one of the characters in her book. She was one of the characters in her book, and the link to her book was there. And I was like, "Oh, now I want to read it." So, I mean, I was like horrified when I saw this. I was like, what is happening? And then that was her book. It was one of her characters. And I was like, oh, now I don't know that I would want to do that myself. I don't know, but I'm wondering if it works, because I almost went, okay, I'll buy. I almost did.
I definitely the personality of the writer, I think, plays a role, and whether or not you're like,
Yeah, the writer may have paid an actor to do it too, so I don't know.
That's true.
It was very good, very convincing at first. I was like, "What is happening?" And then so that really got my attention, and it was just on Instagram. I don't know how it got into my feed, but I don't know if that works. If that's the advice that I'm giving people, I don't know.
I think that was
So Rod says on social media, pretty much every advice given about marketing, advertising is just pure BS. And from first paragraph written to date, the most difficult thing for me to learn is indeed how to market, sell the books. Any guidance we can share would be, oh, dude, don't even go there. All books have 4.5 or better star rating, but still sales are slow. And I'm like totally dumbfounded. Playing a character sounds fun, but nearly all my characters like to kill people. Yeah,
it's a good thing. I mean, that shows up well on film sometimes.
It's just acting. You're just pretending. You don't actually have to kill them.
I'm going to share a story that I probably shouldn't, which means I'm probably going to end up getting ostracized by Barnes and Noble, which would be really bad. But so we actually have a major distributor. It's the second largest distributor in North America and Canada. And we have this one book, and not one book. We actually have like 350 books. But anyway, we had this one book. It was coming out, and it was written, believe it or not, by someone he works for Barnes and Noble. Like, no shit, right? Dude works for Barnes and Noble. And we were having such a hard, he would say, hey, I've got these events placed, and so I need this number of books. And so we'd place the order, and we would get so much pushback from Barnes and Noble, from the distributor, you name it. And we were like, I don't understand what's going on. Why is this so hard? He obviously has a following. He obviously has people set, already lined up. This doesn't make any sense. I had to sit down with my account executive at our distributor and just say, he works for Barnes and Noble. He is a regional representative. This should not be this hard. And she went, oh shit, right? And then she turned around and she reached out to whoever it was at Barnes and Noble, who's their primary contact, and explained what was going on. And they went, oh fuck, never mind. And then all of a sudden, all the books just magically got placed right in that region. And so much of the problem in terms of like, so, and I admit I'm biased as I'm supposed to be, but I mean, we don't publish a book unless it's dope. Like it's got to be really well written. It's got to be a great story, and we have to believe in it, right? Otherwise it's not going to happen, because we only publish between like 30 and 40 books. Now it's probably going to be closer to like 50 to 60 books a year. And for us, I mean, we're relatively small, right? So compared to the big four, that's a lot. And I mean, like the last time we had and poor Cecilia experienced this, you know, when we go through our acquisition deals or our acquisition sessions, God, Cecilia, what was it like the last time? It was like 330 books.
Yeah.
I mean, that we all said, oh yeah, I'd pick this up. 330 people, whoever's watching this, listen to me. 330 we all said yes to. Holy fuck nut. That's a lot of books.
Did we really say 330? Yes to 330 people?
We said yes to 330.
It was a blur that night. That night was a blur to me. I didn't realize it was 330.
Well, it was because we all went, our initial all gut reaction was to 330 was yes. And we all had to say, okay, we can't do this. Because we have like 2 full-time employees and everyone else is on a contract to contract basis. Like, we can't do that. Like, we just don't have the capacity. Now, I want to remind you, we only pick books we believe in, or that we believe that we can like help the author make it into what they want it to be, right? Like, make it that huge, generous thing, right? So, and also, let's back up a little. That means we got around, Cecilia, was it like 1,700, right?
I don't remember. That was the first one that I did in a long time. So I'm picking it up again from where we stopped in June. So that's already like 200. What you sent to me, that's already 200 from mid-June to now.
Back now, note that from what Cecilia just said, mid-June to now, it's September, right? Mm-hmm. So back then, which was like, I don't know, the beginning of the year, let's just say that, we had around 1,700 submissions, period. And of the 1,700, there were around 330 that we said, oh, wow, this is dope. We would totally publish this. Okay. So we had to, from that 330, we had to like narrow it down to like somewhere between like 30 and 50, knowing that even that, because we're small, is a lot. Because we, you know, part of it is, and this is me talking. If we acquire your story, you're now part of a family. Like, you're all like, period. Like, you're just now part of the Running Wild family, whether it's under Rise, Trump Well, Junkyard Rooster, Running Wild. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, we all look out for each other, if for lack of a better term, you know? So we had to narrow down. That also tells you, though, that out of like 1,700, only 330 we thought were good enough to get published. I'm just saying. So kind of take that in your ear and go, ugh. So the 330, we had to take the 330 and bring that down to, I think we brought it down to about 50. And then from those 50 that we actually accepted, those, then we have to sit down with our family of editors and say, okay, is this something that you have time to work on right now? Right. And then, they like kind of figure it out and all that. So the reason I told this whole story is we don't publish something unless we believe in it. I mean, like your Tushy, if we actually accept it, that means that this is a story that we said, God damn, this needs to actually be in the public, right? And if we come back, if you are actually an author that we're working with, and we're like, oh my God damn, this is something that has to be in the public, and we're giving you a lot of feedback. We're giving you feedback so that it becomes the absolutely best story it absolutely can possibly be. It could, whether it's a short story, a novella, or a novel, it doesn't matter. A memoir, it doesn't matter. It means that, our editors, who, by the way, are the shit, right? Who've been around for entirely fucking ever. They saw a lot of potential in this story and said, oh my God, this could be like groundbreaking. This has to be in the public. And that is that's actually our whole catalog. Every book, every story, short story, novella, period, it is in our catalog that it's meant to change the world. So that was a crazy long story for a very sentence.
Well, I mean, I was thinking, there's so much media out there. It's really tough competition. You're competing with like the whole digital world, and there's a whole lot of books. And I wonder who reads all these books sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many books. Who would read them? It's hard. I think it's hard for a person to stand out, right? I mean, unless you're like, yeah, I'm gonna like act out your character,
right.
kill
in a very
somebody,
embarrassing way.
which I think is probably a good idea. Like, right? If it works, if you're real savvy on Instagram or internet, like you can do it, But
well, and honestly, like what I'm seeing is so many like large corporations, like the Barnes and Nobles, they're just trying to figure out. To your point, Rodolfo, like, how do I read through all this shit and like get to like the really solid stuff? And so they're trying to figure out these like ways to like just like weed through everything and get to the heart of like what's really solid. And unfortunately, what that means is when they're figuring out how to do this, they're missing out on a lot of really fabulous stories.
Yeah, it's just like music or art, right? Like there's great artists, great. I mean, I know a lot of visual artists, and yeah, some of them aren't so savvy. Some of them are a little more savvy, and we don't see a lot of that art does not get presented or get in the public as much. So yeah, yet you have AI generated images and all this other junk that kind of comes out, and that's the shit people are into, I guess. I don't know.
But then there's also the backlash to it. If you can advertise yourself as a human writer,
yeah,
that is a market as well. I don't want to read AI. I mean,
no.
I want to read from a human being. I know there are people who would disagree with me, but I think that's a selling point as well.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
for humans.
one of my favorite stories is, so I was blessed to like, you know, I guess coming up, even like I got to go to Breadloaf and multiple times, and Chautauqua and Yale, and like all these like huge literary conferences and workshops. And when I was at Breadloaf, actually not 1 year but a couple of years, my mentor was Percival Everett. And for those who may not know, so Percival Everett is the current Pulitzer Prize winning author and National Book Award winner for his novel James, which is a retelling of, I believe it's Huckleberry Finn, but from the perspective of the character Jim. And I mean, I remember him talking about how the character Jim was so two-dimensional, and it had to, someone had to go back and like redo it. So when I saw that he was finally, and I say finally because guys, I went to Breadloaf in like the 2000s. And I went to Yale in the 2000s. And this is 2025. He's finally being recognized for like this incredible work that I oh, I'm sorry guys. I'm having some weird technical issue. I'm so sorry. Rod just let me know. He's like, someone or something is walking all over you, and I can't hear most of what you're saying. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know. I'm having so many technical problems. I really don't understand what's going on. It's so weird. I feel like I'm my grandma, like for real. That shouldn't happen. No, I didn't, because I didn't do that. So I didn't click on that. Okay. But anyway, but there's so much, so Percival's novel actually came out through a small press, and I believe it's actually a small literary, okay, but I didn't click on that. That doesn't make any sense. Oh my. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm such an asshole, and I'm trying hard for this not to be disruptive, but anyway. Anyway, so it's not like his novel that is now the current National Book Award winner and the Pulitzer Prize winner came through like a Simon and Schuster or a Penguin. It came through originally a small press. So I feel like the industry is going through so much change, and so like it's so dramatically evolving that you don't know what's really going to make a difference, right? Like you don't know what is going to really be the thing that will change the world through storytelling. And I don't think anyone can predict it, because I think there's so much amazing writing out there. And there's so much crappy writing out there, and it's so hard to figure out what's going to be what unless you happen to know the author, that it just makes it very challenging. I hope that made sense.
Kind of a little discouraging sometimes, like it's all Disney. Disney's going to put out the next big novel.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me is like, I hope, well, I and this will sound really weird, I really hope that like Disney and Warner and Universal and all them, I want them all to have their own publishing houses, and I want them to put out the next big novel. But part of it is like they have to bring on people like us, right? Like who actually understand craft, understand narrative, understand storytelling, and understand what's actually groundbreaking, so that what they put out there really makes a difference versus it being cookie cutter, you know?
It definitely feels like, yeah, a lot of formulaic kind of, like the next big Harry Potter, the next this, that, or the other is the. Although I'm not the most positive person when it comes to this. Like, I'm definitely like bitter, but I like your positive take on things, Lisa. It's cool.
Well, I try, because honestly, I just see so much incredible talent out there. Now mind you, I mean, Rodolfo, to your point, I see a lot of shit as well. I mean, I'm in a position that I see a lot of shit. Like I still remember and now mind you, I want people to understand who are watching. We all write shit. Period. End of story, right? Like we all come from a point where at some point we wrote complete crap. That's the nature of it. Period. Right? That's how you learn. You don't learn unless you write crap. So there are I wish that more people in the industry who are gatekeepers understood that. Like understood that the Lisas and the Cecilias and the Rodolphos of the world, like, yeah, of course we're gonna write shit. But put people in place who are gatekeepers who understand that and who can help those people who are the writers who are developing those worlds to make them into something that is groundbreaking, right? Who can see it and say, oh, that has the bones to be something that could really make a difference. And I just don't think that we're doing that right now.
So there's a question about whether or not we accept AI.
No, we don't.
I don't think I've even really seen it come through. I mean, there might be some manuscripts that are really nicely written and they flow well, but we want things that are kind of outside of the box. So I don't always pick those. So if it's, I don't know. I mean, so I think that I'm seeing human voices mostly when I go through. I'm not really seeing what I think is AI written.
We've had a couple that are obviously AI written.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's because the narrative doesn't flow correctly.
Yeah.
And we just
there's so much jargon. It doesn't sound like it's a human writing. Yeah.
And I'm a composition instructor, so it's like I cringe at the mention of like ChatGPT or anything like that would impede actual learning and knowledge. I know it's easier, it's just easier to just type it all in, but it doesn't make us better human beings, man. And it doesn't serve us as a species.
I'm just seeing so many posts on LinkedIn about people who are like, why start with a blank page? A blank page excites me. I like the blank page. I'm not afraid of a blank page. That's why I'm a writer. I mean, there's always a writer's block. There's always those things, but a blank page is still something that I'm willing to face. I'll go take a walk if I have writer's block, or I'll do something else. Or I'll play a game with I'll be cooking and an idea will come to me. I think people are, I was seeing posts where people are just like literally afraid of the blank page. And I think that's so sad. You know, I mean, I understand that there is writer's block and that that people have a fear of writing. I worked with students who have a literal fear of writing, but there are things you can do to ease it. Going straight to Chat GPT is probably not the best thing.
I was just having this conversation the other night. The juice is in
Right.
that blank page. The juice is in the learning. It is in
Right.
the doing. It's not the result. It's the doing that counts, and people don't understand.
I admit I use Chat GPT for like if I have a lecture I have to give that I've never given before, but I'll tell it like, this is the lecture, this is what I have to give, and then I've never ever had it respond clean. It's always come up with bullshit, right?
Yes. Yeah, it hallucinates. You don't know if the sources are right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would get students trying to pass that off, and it's like, come on, you obviously did not. This is not right. This is obviously bad.
It's also very bland writing. Like, even if it's done right, there's the comment that it's not necessarily the M dash or the colon, and I get that. It's often something that sounds right, but I'm not connecting with it. It's I'm not. There's just something about it that you're not. There's no heart.
Not only are you not connecting with it, but like, it's incorrect.
Yeah,
period.
There's that too.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll go back and I'll research it, and I'm like, wow, this is blatantly wrong, right? Like, I know, or I'll read it and I'm like, from my experience, I know this is it. And honestly, I can hear the background as well, and I don't know where it's coming from because I'm just sitting here by myself with my cat, so I don't know where that I don't know where that's coming from, and I apologize, guys. This has been a very weird night.
It may be me. I'm in a public place. Sorry.
Are you? Oh, that's fine. It's no big deal. Don't worry about Rodolfo. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, like, I admit I do use. I don't use it for anything to do with editing, nothing to do with our cover design, nothing to do with formatting. I use it for, like, if I have to speak somewhere and I just want a structure to my talk, and then I change it because I've never had it come back clean. Like, I never flat out use AI. I always just use it as a starting point, and then I change it because of my knowledge. Now, to Cecilia's point, like, but I have the knowledge to make the changes. And there are, a lot of people don't, this will sound weird. I would not recommend using Chat GPT or any kind of AI structure if you don't already have the knowledge. Because if you don't, then you can't call bullshit. Right? And then you can't make the changes that are needed to make it so that it actually is of value.
Well, that's exactly the advice I give. Like, you got to know the rules. You got to know what this grammar is, grammatically correct or not. It's like, you just can't go with whatever they're telling you. So if you don't have that skill, that ability, then it doesn't do you any good.
Oh, 100. Holy shit. It's already like 6 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. I don't know, Cecilia, Rodolfo, guys, like, is there anything you want to, like, close out with us, or?
Well, I like how Rod says AI writing is not it's like the Tin Man with no heart. I mean, that's kind of like it, right? Good point. Yeah. Other than that, no.
Rod is one of our former editors, and we love Rod. So just putting that out there.
Right on, Rod. Glad you're here. Hope to talk to you again.
Absolutely. You should. I would love it if Rod could join us sometime. Like visually actually part, like, dude, you need to like tell me and I'll like send you a link and like you're all in. So I'm just saying. So Cecilia, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Peter usually leaves it with just keep writing. So, yeah, honestly, keep writing. Don't be afraid of the blank page. And yeah, that's pretty much just it.
Embrace the suffering.
Yeah,
Embrace the suffering.
I mean, it's so I forget who I was watching. Oh gosh. It may have been Rob Edwards, who is a screenplay writer, and he's like worked with like these huge names. And he was like, to Rodolfo's point, like along the lines of embrace the suffering. I mean, I'll be honest, you just don't know, especially, I mean, we always keep positioning this like it's in creative worlds, but in any industry, you don't know what's going to break through. You don't know what's going to, like, people are going to embrace. And the bottom line is believe in what you're doing and just keep going for it. Right. And, especially in storytelling, especially in creative worlds, embrace other people who are in this space. Embrace their feedback, embrace the kinds of information they're providing to you, and keep going, right? Because I mean, like, the one big thing I've noted, and I'm so thankful for this. Like, every time I thought, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Fuck this shit. I'm done. Someone or something came to me and said, please don't stop. Like, you need to keep going, right? Or they gave me whatever that like little loophole, whatever that little niche, whatever that like click I needed so that I could find a path forward. Someone or something gave me that. And honestly, like, look for that. Drive for that. Keep going for that, because that's what's going to keep you. None of us, no one I have ever met. I mean, seriously, like, read Walt Disney's bio, read the Brothers Warner, like, read all these major players, read their biographies, read their memoirs, and find out like what their paths were. And you're going to sit there and go, holy fuck nut. I mean, Stephen King, read about how he got to be like the Stephen King, because I mean, it's one of those where you sit there and go, oh, okay, now I get it, right? And just don't stop, right? To both Rodolfo and Cecilia's points, don't stop. Keep going.
Just like the song.
Just like the song. And with that, we are 3 minutes over because I blathered somehow. Love Rodolfo. Love Cecilia. Love. Guys, keep on joining us. We will see you next time. If you have any questions or what have you, just put it in the chat and we will do our best to respond to them. So with that, have a phantasmagorical week, and we will see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.